Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Poor Don. Head fell off. What a classic. This is, by the way, if you haven't already seen it, I have had this for, I don't know, 17, 18 years maybe. I don't know where I got it. Don't know. I must have gotten it at a Red Sox game, maybe. Yeah, the head fell off. Don Orsillo, classic. My wife will fix it. She fixes everything. So, putting this video out probably on Wednesday. I have a crazy week, and I wanted to talk about channel goals and collection goals for 2024. Before I get started here, I got a gift from a subscriber who wants to remain anonymous, which is fine, obviously. I think he watched my video with Mike and Chris from Missouri showing off our Yaz slabs, and he sent me 5 Yaz slabs that I didn't have. So here is one 81 tops in a 9. This was one of the most generous gifts I've ever received. 80 tops in a 9. 79 tops in an 8. And then this is an interesting one. 77 tops cloth stickers. I have not ever had any of these in a 7. All of these are Yaz, of course. And then 76 OPC in a 7. I say OPC because that's the way I've always said it, but a lot of people say OPC. So I think I'm the one who says it wrong. So very, very generous. And I thank that subscriber who sent me this awesome gift. Much appreciated. The video about card grader AI blew up. It blew up on Twitter, which I've never tried getting a following on Twitter. Twitter has never been a thing for me. But it just kind of happened, and I don't know. It's a very, very weird story. But that's one of my my channel goals for this year is to do more kind of investigative journalism type things. And I've done a few of them in recent months. They're fun. It's a lot of fun, like the PSA dropping a grade from 10 to 9 after they mailed the 10 out to the guy. The PSA Golden Vault situation. I really enjoy these videos. I think you do, the viewer, and that's what's important to me. Are they entertaining? Are they interesting? Not only for me, but for you. And so I'd love to do more of those. That's a goal for me. I'm not trained in journalism or investigative journalism, so I learn a lot. I make a lot of mistakes, like with the this card grader AI one. I talked about the stopstealingphotos.com guy, but I never thought about reaching out to him, which seems to be a really basic thing. And that's one thing I'm getting better at, is saying, oh, I should reach out to this person. Even if they don't respond to me, at least I can say, I reached out to this person and they didn't respond back, or whatever. So that's what I'm working on. I would love to have more of those, and the more I've done of them, the more opportunities I get. Like, I'm turning away these videos because they're too small, they're not big enough, they are, I should say, not interesting enough, or there's just no proof whatsoever in a couple that have come to me. Like, hey, PSA graded this card wrong. I mean, okay, that they do that sometimes. Can I look into it? No. That's just, there's no proof. I need to have proof. And with all these ones that I've done, there is evidence. And I don't want to just be like, PSA sucks at grading cards. That's not my thing. Some of you have said, hey, 10,000 subscribers and get to 10,000 this year. That'd be cool. I actually don't have a goal like that. I used to set goals like that, and I would love to get to 10,000, don't get me wrong. But I also, I don't know, I'm just going to do the best stuff I can, and if I get 10,000, if I get to 15,000, if I get to 1 million, I'll be happy. I'll never get to 1 million, by the way, but yeah, I'm not going to set a subscriber goal for myself, but whatever growth I get is awesome, and I'm happy for it. I'm going to drive to the National. I'm really excited to do that, but I also want to drive to more LCSs, and I have a month off paid this coming summer, taken all at once, and I'd love to do, and this came to me from Wicked Sports RI. Tim owns Wicked Sports in Rhode Island, and he said that if I ever wanted to go to a bunch of sports card shops in his area, he would let the owners know. And I was like, I've been thinking about that recently. What if I did a tour of LCSs and I did I hit 10 sports card shops in a weekend, kind of like what Ty did on Chasing Cardboard. That'd be fun for me. And I think you would enjoy that too. So you might see something like that over the summer. I also have a couple of opportunities to go to people's houses and see their collections. Amazing collections. Like, I have an old friend who mentioned to me years and years ago that his son's father-in-law, so his son's wife's father, has 2 sets from every Topps year dating back to 1952. Well, he said 2 top sets from every year, and he doesn't know much about cards, I don't think. And so I just assumed dating back to 1952. And so when I got back into cards, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, you mentioned this one time. And he's like, oh yeah, he's got it. And he just got back to me recently and said, hey, he wants you to interview him, wants you to go to his house. It's not that far from me. It's 40 minutes maybe. And interview him and look at his collection. I just need time. I need to figure out a time to do this, but that sounds awesome. And then a subscriber, an amazing collector, has just a staggering collection that I would love to go to his house and interview him about. Another YouTuber has first refusal at that, but man, I would love to do that. As for my collection, last year I said I'm going to focus my collection. This happened in spring. I only want to collect certain fairly specific things: rookie autograph Hall of Famers, Red Sox programs, Yaz autographs, like 1950s, I should say post-war up to like 1960-ish, big-time cards. They don't need to be autographed. In fact, I'll never afford a Jackie Robinson autographed card from the 50s, but I would love to have the Jackie Robinson run. That's probably not likely either, but all the Ted Williams from the 50s and the 40s, the things like that. That would be awesome. So my goal this year is to continue focus more, not get distracted by shiny things. Somebody sent me a private message through Instagram with a photo of something he was offering to me to buy, of a ton of Hall of Fame autographs. Maybe they weren't. Were they all Hall of Famers? I think they were. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I said, no, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. This doesn't fit with what I'm trying to build. And so I'm trying to keep it really, really focused. We'll see. And I've got to reduce like my modern Carl Yastrzemski stuff. It's got to be more meaningful. I can't just be like, oh, that's a cool Yaz autograph. It's hard to explain. I want nostalgia and I want cool stuff that I'll like forever, not just getting it and being like, this is cool, and then put it away in a collection. I want to do more binders for my collection. I've really, really enjoyed putting cards into binders. So I'm going to grade fewer things, although I will do authenticating autographs in certain cases. That's still something I plan on doing. And I still will get vintage. Did I say pre-war earlier? I meant post-war. Vintage up to like 1960 graded, and autographs graded when it matters. Lastly, and most importantly, my goal this year is 0 opening of wax products. So no blaster boxes, no hobby boxes, nothing like that. I came to this conclusion in like April of this year, but looking back at my year last year, I opened quite a bit in the first 4 or 5 months of the year. And I was so much happier in the last 2/3 of the year when I had shifted that budget into singles. It's rare to open a box and feel like, yes, that was such a good allocation of my money, my hobby funds. And my hobby funds are largely from YouTube money that I get from revenue sharing here on YouTube. And it's not a ton of money, so it's not like I have thousands of dollars every month to dump into cards. So I have to restrict that. And do I want to buy one big card every month? That sounds really appealing to me. And big to me is like $300. That's a big card. You can see from here, these are all my favorite cards other than my Ted Williams, which I keep under lock and key. And that's another thing, is that I intend to lock more cards up. And do I put it in a safe deposit box at a bank? I don't even know what those cost, to be honest. I've never had one. Or do I just put them in my safe, my fireproof safe here at my house? I don't know. These are things I need to figure out. I also want to really pare down my collection. I have boxes and boxes and boxes. Someday I'll show you inside my cabinet of cards. It's a lot, and it's very disorganized. And I want to get through, organize it, and sell off a bunch of stuff. Those cards don't really mean anything to me. I just need to get rid of them. So, we'll see. All right, thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what your hobby goals are for this year. I'll be curious to know. Thanks.